and I'll be it, man. Since you look more like it. You see that picture? Oh, that don't really look like it, man, but that's okay. You see this picture of Bruce Lee in a band like this, and then people are like, well, what is that, right? So I can give you a taste of what that is in half an hour, so at least you can get the idea. Because one of the things, and I'm sure Chris will expound on this a lot, is the energy and sensitivity and how to bridge from them. And that's something that you can pick up from zero, right? So depending on where your level is, you can play this up and down. Now, before Chisao, there's a single hand drill, and then in the old syllabus that James DeMille had, you also have other exercises like Fong Sao, which are like Chisao-like, but they're not as choreographed. So we're gonna take a look at the fundamental issue, and then I'm gonna teach you just almost like a dance class, right? And then you're gonna mimic that, and then we're gonna put the Legos together, okay? So as if this is a dance class, we're gonna start with the Baizhang. So if your feet are together, almost like you're at attention, which would be here, but we're gonna go here. Then as your fingers cross left over right, your toes are gonna go out. And then your heels are gonna go out as your hands cross up. And what you're doing is defining the center line. And this is the goat riding stance or the silk horse, right? And deep stance kung fu, that would be the iron horse. And this is how you're defining the center line. And then your hands would come in, right under the pectoral line, and then into what we call Wu Sao. So on a formal level, Wu Sao literally means war hands, and that's what this would be. Now the fundamental basic drill is going to be your center line punch, right? Which you have the straight blast. And that starts with defining the center line. And so your hands would come up like cartridges in a magazine up to the barrel. So if we were gonna punch with our right hand would start to form a lazy fist, and then come over the left hand like a chainsaw, and then settle into itself. And then the next one would come, and the right hand would drop into chamber, and it would settle into itself. No power, just form right now. So this is the idea of that basic center line, okay? So once we define the center line, then we have our two primary center line defenses. So the first one would be Pak Sao, and in the beginning, my teacher would tell us to lift your toes and just make clown feet like this. Later on, it's like you're stopping on ice skates. So from here, you're gonna pivot, and see all the hands do. If you're looking above, they're making an almond shape, like the Eye of Horus or something like this, where your hands are going around that convex shape and just switching to the other side. Now notice the wrist movement. So I'm gonna relax, we're gonna relax our wrists, and then the wrists settle back in, and in the moment they settle back in, you have a little bit of a under tuck, where like you're doing Kegel exercises or tensing your butt underneath you a little bit, so your core feels that functionality. And the concept of this is that that's really what's doing the work for you. See, if I'm bigger than him, so I'm gonna let him demonstrate. If I'm coming into him like a boat through the ocean, right, plowing through the water, then all he wants to do with his Pak Sao is just deflect the boat. See, the boat can keep going, but look how much I'm gonna miss by. If I drive forward the other way, he's gonna shift, but look how much I'm gonna miss by. So the idea is that it's not really so much a block as a redirection. In Hawaiian canoe paddling, or even in Indian canoe paddling, if you stick the paddle in the boat turns, right? So that's the concept. If Sifu Nate's punching me in the face, go like right there, yeah. So if I don't move at all, he hits again, he's gonna hit me right on the button. Boom, and then he changes hands, boom, and then he changes hands, boom. So the concept of the Pak Sao is also the body posture. So when he punches, he just misses. He punches, he just misses. He punches, he just misses. And so this is the essence of that. Now the hand is bonus material. He punches, he punches, he punches, and notice each time I'm trapping deeper. He punches. So it becomes the more the Pak Sao that you're familiar with. But in the beginning, it's just a gentle guide. I'm like touching that middle finger knuckle. Then I go to the back of the hand, then to the wrist, then to the forearm, then to the elbow, then to the edge of the bicep. So no matter where it is though, I'm not really moving. So I'm not trying to move him, I'm just trying to slightly deflect that. So as drill number one, this is like a lot to do in like the first 7 minutes. But drill number one is going to be this. See, when Nate's punching me in the chin, I gotta trust him. So you guys have to listen to what Snake said on safety. I'm gonna let him touch me. Because if I don't feel, I don't know. Chris knows a better quote than me on that, I'm sure. But you know the idea, right? I need to be able to feel it. You're not really learning the sensitivity unless you touch. So let your partner touch you. He's gonna punch me 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm 5. I want to move. 6, 7, 8. Now it's his turn. He lets me hit him. 1, 2. This lets me work on my form. There's no power, but there is technique and accuracy. So remember that acronym. TAPS, technique and accuracy. Later on, you add power and speed. Okay? Now he's going to do the pivot and the deflection. Okay, so that's all.